Hello, I'm Richard Murphy. The same people who asked me the question that I addressed recently about whether Scotland could afford to be independent, to which I gave the quite emphatic answer of yes, asked me a follow-up question which I want to address in this video. And that was, will Scotland be better or worse off as an independent country than it is in the UK now? Now, to me, that is a more relevant question than the one about whether Scotland can afford to be independent, because quite simply, Scotland can afford to be independent because every other state of similar size and history around the world that is independent is doing quite well. But will it be better or worse off? Look, I cannot tell you the answer to that question, and that's because I can't tell you the answers to whether Britain, the UK as a whole, is going to be better or worse off in the future than it is now. There are many reasons for thinking it might be worse off. We have a government which is basically trying its best to crash the UK economy. It is trying to put up every trade barrier it can between the UK and the rest of Europe, which is its obvious market. It is creating impediments to trade. It is promoting cronyism, which is always bad for governance, confidence, and the fair basis for trading within a country, and it's bad for its own political stability. So there are lots of things about Britain as a whole which look, well, particularly unattractive right now, and which Scotland could therefore do better if it was to be independent on than it would if it was part of the UK. And that is the fair question. Let's make it a simple comparison. Is Scotland going to be better off outside the UK or inside the UK? And now my answer to that one is actually very straightforward. I've just listed all the problems the UK has, and I could add some others to it. Limited amounts of sustainable, renewable energy. Yes, quite a lot of offshore wind in the North Sea, but relative to population size, not that great. Technological investment, not that great. University system, somewhat undermined of late by the whole process of Brexit and the whole basis on which tuition fees have been charged, which Scotland has not suffered. The NHS fractured inside the UK, a single coherent unit inside Scotland. I could keep going on about the issues that Scotland has done well on, particularly since it's had its own devolved government, and which the UK has not done well on. But why could Scotland do better than the UK? That's the real question, the one on which people want to have confidence. And my answer is this. Every country that is going to become independent wants to have something on which it can pin its fortunes. And my belief is that Scotland can pin its future fortunes on the basis of the fact that it has got access to the most phenomenal renewable resources, probably the greatest intensity of them per head of population in Europe as a whole. It has a larger tidal reach and one that can be captured than any other country in Europe. It has access, you might say disadvantage from that, but access to a lot of wind power. It actually doesn't do too badly on solar power at some parts of the year as well. And remember, not every type of renewable energy has to be effective all the time. So Scotland has that bedrock on which it can build independence because it has something that the rest of the world wants. It used to be oil and now it's renewable energy. Is that a sufficient basis for becoming a country in your own right? Well, no, but Scotland has got lots of other things too. A great education system, a foundation of good quality law and a principle of upholding it, and of course independent of England already, and therefore unadulterated by any changes that take place. A continuation will be there. It has got a strong experience in civil service administration. It is good at that process and has supplied many senior civil servants to the rest of the UK. It has a strong, powerful and open-minded approach to its political history, which has given rise to change which would be surprising in other countries. It is able to sustain the ideas that underpin this. Has it got other industries of note? Well, look, it actually has quite a good agricultural sector. It has got some strong export industries like whisky, which will have to overcome problems with the EU, but I'm sure will. It has got products which are notable. It could create its own financial services sector again, which was once vibrant and located in Edinburgh, and and I see no reason why that may not happen once more, particularly given the decline in UK financial services and the relative loss of confidence in them as a result of Brexit. It could, of course, if it was to be readmitted to the EU, take advantage of that situation as the UK used to, as being the gateway hub to Europe in some ways that might be quite advantageous, particularly if it has its own but non-EU currency, which will give it a competitive advantage over Ireland, for example. All these things suggest to me that Scotland, together with its broad-minded approach to immigration, which is going to guarantee sufficient people to sustain itself and its population as they age, are the foundation for a strong, stable community, which I do not see in the rest of the UK, which is, I'm afraid to say, deeply narrow-minded, opposed to migration, willing to put impediments in progress to all sorts of business activity for the sake of prejudice, and which therefore is not a good long-term partner for Scotland anymore. Not least because, most critically, the UK seems to be quite willing to undermine the value of its currency, and Scotland could therefore thrive in comparison to the rest of the UK by actually having a currency which is based upon its intrinsic value as a trading nation, which might well be stronger for that than the UK as a whole. Do I therefore believe Scotland could be better off than the UK after independence? Yes. Do I think on balance of probabilities it will be? I think there's a significant chance of that. Would I be willing to take that risk in that situation? Undoubtedly, because I believe Scotland has everything going for it, with one final twist I'd like to mention, and that is evidence shows that once you liberate people to take control of their own destinies, that's precisely what you do. You release a burst of energy, a flourish of entrepreneurship, a skill set that was previously almost unrecognised that you can tap into and develop and deliver upon. And that's what I think Scotland will also do, which the rest of the UK appears to have, well, nothing equivalent to. And in that case, again, I go back to it. Can Scotland be better off? Yes, without a doubt. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in what I've been saying in this video, please subscribe. There is a button below the viewing screen. If you're interested in what I have to say on Twitter, I'm at Richard J. Murphy on that medium. If you want to look at my blog, that's taxresearch.org.uk, and we have a Facebook page as well, Richard J. Murphy. So one of those things will get you more information on what this video series is about, and I hope I'll see you again soon.